I think something that people underestimate is actually allowing us to hear what nature is saying. There is, when you go to a garden, let's just take a garden, lots of people can see a garden as an example, and you go to grow some food. And the first thing you do is you work with the soil and make sure the soil is going to have the right nutrients and the right microorganisms to allow those plants to thrive. That's where all of our nutrients come from. And so within a system, when you're allowing nature to speak, you really see that the planet can restore itself faster than we think. And they've done studies where they would look at where they've planted trees with robots and where they have allowed nature to replenish those trees. And a lot of times nature will be faster than our human intervention. And so I think in some ways what we're learning to do as humans is to listen to nature and to allow that voice to come forward. And so to learn that we're actually a part of a much bigger system. And it feels comforting in some ways. It almost feels like you're falling back into a pillow that's there for you when you really realize that your breath, every one of 2 breaths that you breathe, is from the ocean, the phytoplankton in the ocean around the world that you can't see. You don't even know they exist. And one of every 2 breaths, half of your oxygen comes from these little guys. So when you really think, what else can this planet show us about systems that just allows us to feel the appreciation of the system instead of thinking that there's a problem to solve? And I think that's what's happening, that feels like people are working against a system, because there's no problems in nature. Everything balances out. Everything is food for each other, energy for each other. And when you allow that message to come through everything you do, and you look at things and you say, okay, there's really not a problem here. This is going to restore itself. How can we amplify that restoration process so we feel a little bit less like we're fighting? We're not fighting against nature. We can never do that. So it's about allowing that message to come forth.